My name is Kenneth Silver. I'm an assistant professor in business ethics at the Trinity Business School. So the project is called Corporate Moral Progress. It's an interdisciplinary project broadly trying to bring together or bridge questions in moral philosophy, business ethics, and management scholarship. So it starts more philosophical and then is meant to have management applications towards the end. The central question of the project has to do with this issue about the recognition of how bad corporations seem as actors, and then thinking about what tools there are for moral psychology and moral education to think about diagnosing why corporations act badly and then coming up with tools to morally educate firms. So the project involves getting a PhD student, a number of postdocs, trying to really bridge these gaps. So finding someone especially who knows a lot about moral psychology in particular, and then someone who knows a bit more management scholarship, different kinds of methodologies. It's really about bringing together people with different methodological skill sets to be able to address these big questions. I think it's a big perennial question what philosophy is and how it can be used. Philosophers, of course, have a parochial interest in making sure that there is some use for philosophy. The way that I've come to think about philosophy is it's a suite of tools for thinking about being clear about concepts. And concepts are in every field, so you'll find a philosophy of every field. I think that it's disappointing that there hasn't been more philosophy in management, but that doesn't mean that I think more managers need to read Aristotle. It means that I think they need to use the suite of tools developed to think rigorously about the concepts that are important to them. So I think part of what's wonderful about the ERC grant is it really encourages me to be as interdisciplinary as possible. So I've got a number of projects trying to draw together really disparate fields. For example, I'm working with a colleague, Sheila Cannon, and we're thinking about what it is for social enterprises to identify as social enterprises. In certain jurisdictions, this is a legal category, but in other jurisdictions, not. So what we're going to do is we're going to use work from feminist philosophy and social philosophy, thinking about what it is for an individual to identify and the kind of criteria necessary to identify. And then we're going to think about what it means for organizations to count as identifying, whether or not that makes sense, whether or not this is a helpful framework for thinking about ways for them to be able to constitute themselves.